Hi YouTube! So when you go to a convention, there are 5 things that you should make sure that you bring with you. Number 5 is food, which seems kind of like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how often people get to a convention and realize they have nothing to eat. Bring like snack bars, ramen, easy things that you can eat. Usually you don't have to mess with a cooler, so don't bring like lunch meats or anything like that. If you bring snack bars, they can come in handy because often there's so much going on at a convention that you get so caught up in like panels and signings, hanging out with your friends in general, looking at the merchandise. It's great, but you will often get caught up in what you're doing and you may forget to eat, which is okay, but it's really not good for you. So bring a snack bar or something small you can carry on you that you can snack on or eat when you realize that you're hungry and you haven't eaten for 10 hours. Those can really help you get through the convention. Make sure you bring enough food to last you, most cons are a weekend, so 2-3 days. Friday, Saturday, yeah. Make sure you bring enough food to last you for 2 of your meals for the duration of the con, because usually it's most fun to go out to eat with the friends. I'm assuming you're going with some friends. If you're going alone, you may want to order a pizza and have it delivered to the hotel, because that's always fun. But if you're with friends, you're gonna want to go out to eat, at least for dinner. Or you all may want to chip in for pizza. It doesn't matter. My first convention, we got a pizza and someone brought a game system. We sat and ate pizza and played Zelda or something. It was great. And number 4, a schedule. Oftentimes, conventions will have a website that you've probably already seen, because it's usually where you will, pre-order your badges or whatever. Make sure you print out a con schedule if they offer one. Usually they do. I've only been to one that didn't, and it was a free con, so that might be why. They did offer them when I got there, though. You don't want to be running around, especially a huge con like Gen Con. I've never been, but I've seen pictures. I know people who've gone there, and that's crazy. There's lots of people there. You don't want to be running around with like a chicken with your head cut off, like, oh my god, where do I go now? What's next? I don't know when things are happening. Whatever kind of convention it is, you don't want to miss like the panel, or if it's an anime convention, you don't want to miss the cosplay contest that most anime conventions have, if that's what you were there for. You kind of want to know when stuff's going to happen, so make sure you have a schedule on hand. If you can't print one off, they usually offer them when you get there. So make sure you take the time to sit down and look at it. Plan out, when you're going to eat. Usually there's a lull between stuff, so people can do other stuff like eat and check out the dealer's lounge or wherever they're selling the merchandise and stuff. But yeah, make sure you know where you're going and what time stuff's happening, or you're not going to have any fun. And that's the whole point. 3 is emergency contacts. If you're going to a convention out of state, or even like across the state from where you live, you might want to make sure you have some emergency contacts, like make sure you have the number of the police wherever you're going. Make sure you have the number of any family members who live in the area, just in case, because stuff happens. We don't want stuff to happen, but stuff happens. Tow trucks. If you have like AAA or something, make sure you keep that up to date, because you don't want to be on your way to your adventure and have a flat and then be stuck, because that's really lame. Something else, kind of under this, make sure you keep your cell phone charged. Make sure you do that, because if you could have all the emergency contacts you need, anyone could ever need, but it doesn't do you any good if your cell phone's dead. Number 2. Make sure you bring enough clothes for the duration of your stay. This includes the clothes that you arrive in. Bring an extra pair of clothes just in case something happens. Like, I don't know if you and your friends are going to be bringing alcohol or whatever. Sometimes people do that. if you or somebody else throws up on your clothes, you might be minus a pair of, like, an outfit. Which isn't a big deal, because sometimes you could just rewear something, but bring enough clothes for the duration of your stay. Shirt and pants. Just do it. Bring pajamas. I always forget my pajamas. Every time I go anywhere, I always have enough clothes for however long I'm staying. I almost never bring pajamas. Like, what am I going to sleep in? Like, I just forget that sleeping's a thing that people do, that I have to do every day. I just forget that that exists and don't bring pajamas. Bring pajamas. Bring whatever you sleep in. If you're staying with people and you normally sleep naked, bring something to sleep in. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to share a bed with naked guy, okay? Or if you're a bunch of girls, nobody wants to share a bed with naked girl, okay? And number one, which is one of the most important things, make sure you have enough money. You've probably already bought your ticket or your badge or whatever. You probably got your hotel room taken care of. But when you get there, there's going to be food. There's going to be almost whatever kind of convention it is. There's going to be a dealer's room or like a merchandise hall or something where people are selling all kinds of awesome things. And you will go there and you will be like, I have to have everything. But you can't do that unless you bring enough money. Okay? And you also want to bring some extra money in case of an emergency. Like if, that tire goes flat that I talked about earlier on your way to your convention, it would really suck if you had to replace that and then when you got there had no money to do anything else. So make sure that you have enough money, which seems like a stupid thing that I would put on this list, which doesn't seem like something you would forget, but oftentimes people do. My first convention, I went with a bunch of friends, and there were 2 groups of us, and the other group forgot their money. Like, who does that? Don't forget your money. We're going somewhere where you're gonna spend money. Okay? If the convention's somewhere you've never been before, you may visit a mall, or buy a souvenir for somebody. If it's in Washington and you've never been to Washington, you might buy a souvenir, Whatever. Bring enough money and have fun. Just have lots of fun. Cons are not serious business time, unless that's the kind of con you're going to, but you can still have fun there too. There's lots of people. Don't take yourself too seriously, guys. Life is not meant to be taken seriously. Have you looked around? Life is crazy. So have fun. Don't be naked. Don't starve to death. Emergency contacts. Pack correctly. Have money. That's all from me. See you later, guys.